And that's what life's all about, be it from business, be it from sports, be it from a family standpoint, is constantly evolving and improving yourself. What is most rewarding about competing is simply reaching your best state ever. I mean, if you came into your last show at 160 pounds at 6% body fat, and you come into your next show at 165 pounds at 4% body fat, you improved. And that's what life's all about, be it from business, be it from sports, be it from a family standpoint, is constantly evolving and improving yourself. And bodybuilding allows you to do that. So that's another thing it does, it makes you set goals. I mean, in your professional life, if you keep advancing, one day you might be really, really successful. Same with bodybuilding. If you keep progressing day in and day out, you might not win first place at your first show, but damn it, that fifth show, if you keep progressing, you might bring home that trophy. My favorite body part to train will have to be the part I felt I needed to bring up the most, and that's my back. Nothing feels worse and better at the same time as doing a heavy set of deadlifts at the end of a back workout. Nothing feels more gnarly than pulling down a hammer strength front pull down and getting that squeeze at the bottom so much that you're cramping. But you keep squeezing it to feel it, and you can feel your muscle growing. The beauty about back, you know, I was blessed with a decent chest. Thank goodness for that, because chicks dig chests. But you know what? Back, you can't see it. You're relying completely on everything but visual. So while you could tell your chest is pumped, you got to feel your back pump. Unless you got someone holding a mirror to your back, and that's probably not going to happen. My favorite old-time bodybuilder will have to be, well, I'm going to have to go with two people who work really hard. One is Dorian Yates. I mean, when I was at Weider, I worked with Peter McGuff, and I remember sitting in the Flex Magazine's art room, and looking at picture, and he's like, you know what, you can look at that picture all you want, you can make all the accusations, but you don't build graininess and veininess like that without hard work and just balls out training. And that's what Peter was all about, training hard. Peter always preached that, and you can read in his articles, he's at Muscle Mag right now, and he just did a thing on Dorian, and this whole feature on Dorian, I was reading it, it's the exact same things he used to tell me when we worked together. And Dorian, there's a quote in the magazine, again I'm going to paraphrase it, he gets up and he's sitting on the couch and Peter's like, hey, how you feeling? Dorian just looks at Peter and goes, it's hard, Pete, it's hard. And Dorian took it to the next level. He was a professional. He took bodybuilding seriously. And you know what? There were tremendous bodybuilders at that time. Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Chris Cormier, genetically blessed. Dorian had, I mean, you're not going to get that big without decent genetics, but he wasn't like Flex Wheeler. But he out-trained them so much that he just went into the show knowing he was going to win. Same with another quote I'll paraphrase. Somebody asked him before, I think it was 2 days before a show, you know, Dorian, why don't you jump up and down when you win? He goes, well, because I was never really surprised. He knew he was going to win. Second would have to be Kurt Widener. He's a natural pro in the WNBF. You know what? Kurt is someone who, he lives the lifestyle. I mean, call it overkill, call it whatever you want. He is dedicated to building his body. While I probably will not ever take it as far as he does, as far as being, when he's contest prep, he's contest prep. You know, but he just sets a standard for dedication, and it's something that, you know what, you look at someone who's mastered their craft, who takes it seriously, and he's one of them. So those two are my favorite bodybuilders. My favorite athlete of all time is Kirby Puckett. He was built just like me, about 5'7", but man, that little bastard hustled. I mean, he's the only guy I know at 5'7" who could rob a home run. And he wasn't exactly looking like a jumper. I mean, the guy was a bit portly. And he was built like me when I was a kid too, so I looked to him. He was my role model. Read his book. He's still my favorite athlete of all time, even though he got into a little bit of freaky stuff at the end of his career. But you know what? The way he played baseball and the way he conducted himself off the field while he was playing baseball, he was my childhood hero. And you know what? I still look at him as my favorite athlete. I don't think anybody will ever take that spot. For me, will have to be a local joint in Burlington. It's called Sal's. You know what? They have this thick pizza. I'm not a big fan of pizza. Not anymore. I love the taste. I can eat pizza all day long. Give me a pound of lactate. I'll eat it for days. Unfortunately, I tend to digest certain things better. They have this pasta dish with seafood there that's phenomenal. And every time I'm in town, that's where my wife and I usually go for our Saturday night dinner. So I'm going to have to say that as far as a chain restaurant, I'm going to have to stick with sushi. I'm going to have to stick with any kind of good sushi joint that ain't going to give you poisoning. And those are my two favorite meals. My favorite Extend flavor at this very moment